All right, hi there. Welcome to this example of writing task 2. I know it's been a long time in the making. I should have done it a long time ago. But, well, there you are. It's out finally. Had all those lots of offline classes, whole crowding in of those classes actually, especially with those special English skills, presentation and all that. Anyway, now that's all out of the way. Now we get on to the task of analyzing one example of writing task 2. Let's get on with it then. Okay, here goes. Okay, so here's the question. The internet allows us to stay connected with each other no matter where we are. On the other hand, it also isolates us and encourages people not to socialize. To what extent do you agree or disagree? Give reasons for your answer and include relevant examples from your own knowledge and experience. Now what we're going to do is we're going to plan this writing. As usual, this writing will have 3 parts: the introduction, the main body, and the conclusion. Let's start off with the introduction. It'll have 2 lines. One is, alright, before that, I'll just tell you that introduction needs paraphrasing the question. You should not repeat the words in the question. Paraphrase, rephrase the question. So the first line is going to be like this. So here's the question. I'll repeat that once again. And look at the color coding in that question. We're going to match that with the paraphrased first line. So let's go down. We start off by saying it's argued that, because you are telling that that is what the question is telling you. The question is stating. You can say it's argued that, the question states that, it is said that, all these chunks. While. Now you're using while because you have 2 parts to the question. One is allows us to stay connected. On the other hand, isolates us. So we have 2 parts. So we're going to paraphrase those 2 bits. Now let's look at the first bit. While the internet helps us link up with others regardless of our location. Now come to the second part. There is also a counter view that people tend to seclude themselves from family and friends, shunning them in the process. Now look at this color coding. Let's match them. The question says allows, and we've said helps. Stay connected, link up. No matter, regardless of. Where we are, our location. On the other hand, becomes there is also a counter view. Isolates us becomes seclude themselves. Now look at this. Us in the first person plural becomes themselves in the paraphrase. Not becomes, actually we've added the word themselves instead of us, and that is third person plural. So these are all the tricks of paraphrasing. Another way to paraphrase will be to work backwards. So if it's an active sentence, you can also make it a passive. That's also a very good paraphrasing. And finally, it is not to socialize. So we say shun, shunning. Now, the line 2. For this line 2, you can use a chunk, I believe that, and then you state your opinion, whatever you think. You can also say I'm of the opinion, etc. So here the line 2 is, I believe that while there are downsides of the internet, I'd rather use the word downsides to the internet, both are fine, the upsides outweigh them by a margin, a wide margin. Now let's come to the main body. Now the best thing is to begin with the view opposite yours and downplay it grammatically. How do you downplay it grammatically? Using phrases like although, while, etc. So let's look at this. Now the first paragraph of the main body will talk about the first part, isolates us not socialize, etc. So we are going to, we brainstormed a little bit and we came up with these points. Credibility of online information, which means the people stick to the website because they believe the information given on the website. Because it is printed, it's on the website, it has to be true. That's why people stick to the internet. Taking people around us for granted, it means we don't think much of the people around us because familiarity breeds contempt. It's a very good phrase, familiarity breeds contempt. So we don't believe in the people around us. That's why we believe on the internet. But research has shown that large portions of the information online are worthless, useless. They're in false, fake. So that's the counterpoint to this. Second point in paragraph 1 will be deal with stresses. So you find people say that I'm very stressed out, so I sit on the internet. I sit on the internet to de-stress myself. That's really a useless point of argument. It's like saying that drinking relieves me of stress. Actually, it increases your stress apart from other physical and mental illnesses. Now we come to paragraph 2. Here we have quite a few points. We say we can stay connected regardless of their location or situation. Remember the first word of the introduction, the first sentence of the introduction. And then you give it to say that even if they are halfway around the world, you can connect with them. We have two examples, connecting Alaska with India. Second example would be a trek in the Himalayas where I got lost and I called up the army. The army internet helped me to come out of that thing and into the civilization. All right, that's actually a real experience, by the way, real life one. Then we come to the conclusion. So what we do in the conclusion is simply repeat the introduction. So the introduction here is, I believe that while there are the downsides of the internet, the upsides outweigh them by a wide margin. So we are just going to repeat that here. We're going to say, all right, here are the chunks. To conclude, it can be seen that, therefore, these are the chunks that you can begin the conclusion with. So the conclusion is, to conclude, while there are tangible disadvantages, I am of the opinion that the advantages offset them by a long way. We got a wide margin in the introduction, so we say a long way. Outweigh them, offset them. Now look at the underlined words again. To conclude, that's a chunk we used. We said while. So while is that chunk that we said could downplay that opinion that you're giving with while. So while there are tangible disadvantages, so you're saying the tangible disadvantages are, well, not really all that significant. Second underlined chunk is I'm of the opinion. Obviously, you're giving your opinion here. So you have to say I'm of the opinion. That's your opinion chunk. Otherwise, the reader won't be able to know that's your opinion. Now let's analyze the writing. I'm sure you've taken the handout of that, a printout rather, of the solved paper that's there down in the description. If not, please take it. And then we're going to read that and see how we have done. So let's continue the analysis. We're going to analyze them on 3 points: the order of the paragraphs, number of sentences, and the time taken. The order of the paragraphs is introduction, main body, and summary. The number of sentences: introduction will have 2 sentences, summary will have 1 sentence, obviously, and the main body paragraph 1 will have 7 sentences. It has 7 sentences, and the second paragraph has 5 sentences, so we have 12 sentences in the main body, 3 in the introduction and summary together. The total, you have 10 sentences, 294 words. Not really 10, 15 sentences, and there are 294 words. The time taken, we took about 12 minutes to plan it, 25 minutes to write, and you have about 3 minutes to review. That's more than enough. You just have to correct the spellings and all that, or dot the I's and cross the T's. So that's it then. That was the writing task 2. I hope you liked it. Please post your comments down below, and if you really like this video, hit the subscribe button. And if you want more of such videos or improved videos, give your comments also on what kind of videos you like and what was wrong with this video, etc. if you find anything wrong, and if it was right, give a thumbs up. Also hit the bell icon if you want more or better videos. See you then. Bye bye.